Welcome back, Charleston. You're watching Navigate Your Wealth, brought to you by the team of Compass Financial. I'm your host, Kristin Oakley, here with both Karen Stawicki and Samantha Irish, mother-daughter duo who make up Compass Financial. And we are having a very important conversation today about how life insurance can actually be a bigger part of your overall financial plan that has the power to make all of your other financial assets work even better. And one of the things I want to highlight too is I know you have been hard at work on your amazing book that's going to be coming out, and you touch on a lot of these concepts that we talk about on the show, and talk a little bit about what was the inspiration behind writing that.
Man, Mom has so many stories, and we just needed to get those stories out, if we're being perfectly honest.
Right.
You know, as we've done webinars and seminars and in-person meetings with clients where we're sharing every story that 43 years of experience has to offer, everyone always says, you need to write a book, you need to write this down.
Yes.
And it really just came time where we, with our Power of Three model that we utilize for our clients, and the presence of life insurance is in that model, we thought, now that we have the guarantee to a successful retirement, we've been able to package it, let's share it with the world.
I love that. Can't wait for more folks to get their hands on it, for sure.
Yes.
Well, back to this conversation of life insurance. One of the things that I have found so interesting is there is a type of life insurance policy, otherwise known as a 7702. It gets its name from the tax code, right? What's fascinating about this type of insurance is that over 85% of Congresspeople have a 7702 plan, 90% of U.S. senators have one, and several of our presidents have also had a 7702, and yet most Americans have never even heard of this before. That is mind-blowing. We got to talk about this. So I want to hear what 7702s are, why don't more people know about them, and what is going on here?
Well, what's so interesting is everybody knows 401k and 403b.
Right.
Do you know how they got their names?
From the IRS tax code,
Tax code. Code 401, paragraph K. Code 403, paragraph B. Well, deeper in the tax code, way deeper, 7702, those tax codes are very thick.
Yes.
This is how the federal government defines a legitimate life insurance contract. So life insurance has been part of the tax code for years and years and years. And, you know, people are always asking, you know, how do the wealthy do this? And you just mentioned congressmen and presidents and, right? They do this because they're utilizing these tools that are made available for them. In fact, banks, let's talk about banks for just a moment.
Okay.
Do you know that as of the end of last year, the number one holding that these banks have, Bank of America, I'm going to look at my notes, Bank of America had a total of $24 billion in cash value life insurance, 7702. Wells Fargo, $18 billion, JP Morgan, $12 billion. Now that's billion with a B.
Yes.
Okay, so they have a lot of cash value. So the question then becomes, if somebody's going to try and like ixnay this, don't you think the wealthy and these big corporations are going to try and figure out a way to stop them?
Yeah, so why don't more people know about these now?
Because we haven't had a chance to talk to all of you yet.
Exactly. That's why I want to get the word out, right?
Now, I want to say, you know, when I worked at New York Life, I was actually on a team that flew back to Washington to have conversations with congressional men and women to talk about why life insurance should not be ixnayed for the tax-free benefits. So you have to remember, people go, well, what if, you know, life insurance is good now, is that going to go away?
Right.
I doubt it, because there's a lot of money behind and a lot of people who have it who don't want to see it go away. But the other thing I want to impress is that life insurance is a contract. And when it's a contract, the rules that change the day after may change what happens going forward. But any contract that you currently have remains intact. And I know this because of TEFRA in 1973. Annuities used to be first in, first out method of accounting. What that means is if you put $100,000 into an annuity, you could take $10,000 a year out tax-free, your principal, before you got into the earnings. Well, after after TEFRA, that changed. Last in, first out. So now you put $100,000 into an annuity, and the earnings that grew that year, when you want to make a withdrawal, that's what comes out first. But again, when you have a pre-1973 annuity, that contractual agreement carried forward even to today. So
Amazing.
I think life insurance policies are going to be protected for a good long time. And yes, more people need to talk to us so they can get the benefits.
Absolutely, get in the know. Well, and talk about the tax efficiency of this. I think that's the other interesting missing link of the conversation, right? So many people have these. For tax benefits.
Well, and it is the tax benefit. Again, it's very similar to a Roth IRA. The money goes in after tax, so you've already paid the tax on it. The growth is 100% tax-free, and the access to the cash and ultimately the death benefit are 100% tax-free. So that growth is the benefit that so many people are missing out on if they're not spending the time to learn about the power of cash value life insurance. Listen, if you would like to learn about how cash value life insurance could be a part of your plan so that you can understand the tax-efficient planning that the wealthy and banks are using, pick up the phone and give us a call. We want to help you make sure that you have the foundation you need for successful retirement.
Sam, Karen, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, that number to call to be able to schedule your complimentary visit with Sam and Karen. Again, this is a virtual meeting. It costs you nothing. What could you gain from spending 45 minutes looking at your individual situation and seeing how a lot of what we're talking about today could apply to you? It costs you nothing. Not making that call could cost you a lot of money. We don't want that to be you. So we encourage you, pick up the phone and call 855-348-3073. Or again, you're also welcome to scan that QR code and that will get you connected as well. More on Navigate Your Wealth right after this.